All right, Logan, what are you pawning today?
Today we're pawning a beautiful Garrison guitar.
And how much are you hoping to get for it?
Well, knowing pawn shop owners, this $1,000 guitar, I'm sure they'll give me somewhere in the range of $60 to $70. Hopefully, just enough to get some audio equipment so we can film our first strategic day of planning these videos down at the office, down at Launch Academy.
And remind me, why do we need audio equipment? Don't we know someone with some audio
Yeah,
equipment?
we got E, our fucking roommate, who doesn't know how to use those things under his dick. He's a film school student. You know, talked a big game there earlier when we said we needed gear to shoot some films. And then when the time came to take some action on it, didn't want to borrow it. Got scared, got cold feet. So now here we are pawning guitars on Saturday afternoon to get some damn audio equipment.
And just to
you want to know
clarify,
why?
it is your guitar, right?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because we make shit happen, man. Boom, turning guitars into hundos. You want to know why? Because we make shit happen and we're committed. Off for a Saturday sales call. We hustle on Saturday. All right, you've reached episode 1 of the Logan Heyman Experience with our creative director, Funkin' Duncan. Yeah! Today we're gonna talk some strategy. If you've been watching us before, you know that we're gonna go after some high-profile Canadians. We love interviewing them. Vancouverites first. Hyper local, obviously, because we have very little budget. Little meaning, I think we have $100 budget right now because we couldn't find any audio equipment. Yeah.
Thank you to Amir for that.
Yeah, Amir, dick.
Fuck you.
So, we're gonna talk strategy. So here are a few of the big tickets that we want to go after. We got classified here February 27th. Obviously, it might not be international star coming up the ranks though. Obviously, just filmed with Snoop Dogg, Bam. Matt Anderson might not be a huge personality on the left coast, back east. Oh yeah, worth his weight in gold. Kruger, we were gonna do.
That's a lot of gold.
Kruger, we were gonna do first. We were gonna go corner him at his house. But it turns out he's broke up with Avril Lavigne and he's no longer in the neighborhood. Fucking asshole.
He might be around though.
Yeah, I think his family's still here. And
That'd
then,
be fine. Chilling with mom and pop at Kruger.
Yeah, we could develop that a little bit.
I like that.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Or props.
Oh yeah, let's do that. So what are we doing there? Oh yeah, Krug. Okay, we got Mark Emery. If you guys don't know Mark Emery, Prince of Pot, Wikipedia. We'll try to link them up in the comments. Big things, especially with legalization coming into effect. If you've not been to Vancouver, marijuana is legal now. All you need is an ID, and they'll sell it to you at the.
Well, don't drop any names, but.
Yeah, well, we'll not drop names. Anyway, practically legal in Vancouver, so obviously they're leading the.
Functionally legal.
Yeah, they're leading the movement here. And the Sedines, obviously there's other professional players in town that we'd like to go after, but the Sedines I think are kind of iconic towards Vancouver. However we can corner them, we'll have to talk a bit of creative about how we can corner them. Strategy, so strategy is how we're actually going to reach some of these high profile characters. We can go from everything from, what were we talking the other day, sending their mothers flowers. Possibly another way, other than going through up the chains, through management, through their PR people. I mean, is there a way that we can break into their inner circle through their family, through their colleagues? Like, where do they go for their favorite coffee?
Where do they buy toilet paper?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows them? How can we break through? How can we make connection without having to go through the hoops that taking your typical route,
Traditional media.
the traditional way to
Yeah.
connect with these guys. How can we be bold? How can we reach these big profiles? And be creative and create some fun content around the chase as well, because I think the chase, honestly, is going to be more valuable than the actual kill. Is when we actually corner these guys and get the
And
interview.
actually kill them.
Yeah, hit list. Whoa. Maybe that'll get us some traction.
Joke. That's a joke. For the record. I'll set the record straight. We're
Um,
not murdering anyone.
For obviously monetization's a little too far ahead of ourselves. We got to develop the vision, get a little bit of passion, get some content. But having said that, it's nice to at least discuss it a little bit and kind of reevaluate in 30 days, 60 days, feel how the market's accepting the content we're putting out there, how the platforms are reacting. Should we go on to more platforms and test some different content? But basically, once we've had some at least 4 to 6 high-profile interviews, I believe that there's an opportunity there for us to approach media companies for either freelance partnerships or some way to, it depends how we present it to them, but hindsight is, or with foresight is that we don't charge, we no longer spend our own dollars on it. Even if it is a hobby thing, and we only do it on Saturdays and Sundays, we don't spend any of our own money. We have high quality equipment. If we can get 4 high profile people, we can get 40. And if we can get 4 high profile Vancouverites, we can get 4 high profile international stars. And if the chase content ends up being valuable,
Then we keep chasing.
yeah, keep chasing. Because the chase is what's fun anyway. You get to be a part of that marketplace. That's why I love sales so much. You're in the pulse of the city. Things are moving. You're talking. You're dealing with people. It's the same kind of chase. Equipment rolls.
What are those lines for?
Because these were supposed to be over here. These are sub
Okay,
lines.
got it. Got it.
So equipment, we need audio equipment definitely. We probably don't need a lot of equipment because, to be honest, I think the rough content is what I want to own. I don't want to polish it. I don't want that polished content, right? We're not running Nike ads here. We're hacking out some videos. And I think even if we do get a budget, I'd like to keep it fairly rough and genuine, not a lot of splicing, first shot stuff.
We need 2 mics.
And we, as far as roles, I think we had touched on this a little bit yesterday. You're going to take on, since you have you're a little more comfortable with the written word, being as you have a engineering degree and probably, I'm sure, put together a few presentations in your 4 years at university.
I can string together some sentences, but maybe one day we could onboard an English major.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
sure. I guarantee you learned more about the written word than I did getting loaded in Costa Rica.
My boss will help edit. He's into that. He's got a MBA.
Okay. Well, I mean, as we
get momentum, we can ask for some.
yeah. Or anyway, I'm sure we're at Launch Academy here. There's quite a few people that can help, and I'm sure that are strong in English. Obviously, I'm poor with budgets. Good with numbers. Very poor with budgets. History has proven. So we'll give you the CFO title. So he's got CFO, you got copywriter, and you got creative director. And I'll take on talent acquisition. So I'll be actively pursuing the talent to interview, or at least identifying the potential opportunities and putting the hit list together. And I'll be business development, director of business development. So whenever we start to go after any type of partnerships or media companies, I'll chase them down, develop the business, present the proposals. And I'll also take on COO, so I'll put in the marketing structure, the schedule that we're going to be running this content through the platforms, and then I'll be also measuring the success of that content and seeing if we should be testing different content and what stuff is actually catching and what levels of engagement that are on those content or on that content. And then we just kind of got to develop the vision a little bit, because obviously if we do once we get to a point where we're not spending our own money on a hobby, like we actually, even if we're only bringing in a few $1,000s and it's paying for our Facebook ads and our Instagram ads, and just enough to keep that consistent growth, because we need consistent growth. We don't want some stagnant platforms that we see like 2 likes. We want engagement. We need to engage with the community too. So any comments we need to engage back with. We need to measure it. We need to see what's working, what's not working, and then reevaluate every 30 days. I think the only other platform that we don't have included that we might want to include is Twitter. But I don't think we should include it right yet, but I think we'll look back in maybe 30 days.
See how it works.
See if we want to include that platform. I think we got enough platforms to manage right now. We do need to, as for the marketing plan and the growth plan, we do need to have an email capture either on the website, and then we need to actively set a number, even if it's only 10 email addresses a week, whatever the number is. We just want to achieve it every week and then bump it up a little bit. If we achieve it 3 weeks in a row, the 4th week we'll make it 12. If we achieve that 3 weeks in a row, the next week we'll make it 14. And whatever, just as long as we're constantly growing and we're constantly climbing. What we don't want is stagnant and not achieving those goals. Even if we have to set the bar low, we want to achieve it every week and then increase it and get better as we go, right? Because we're going to get better. So basically, we need the gear. We know we can get Emery. I've already interviewed him, but we didn't record any video. Anderson's here the 18th. We know he does meet and greets after the show, so we know we can get a video with him. Ryan Reynolds, I'm not sure when he's in Vancouver. Classified, we know
he won't be in Vancouver for a while because of his Deadpool movie coming out. He's going to be touring. He's going to be doing all the promotional stuff for that movie.
Okay, well we'll see. We'll do a little more research. We haven't dug very deep into him.
He's got a movie coming out on Valentine's Day.
Who knows? Maybe he's got his cousin impregnated in Vancouver and he has to come here, and who knows what his schedule is. It's probably all over the map. I'm sure he probably didn't get his cousin pregnant, but he very well could have. Crazier things have happened.
Crazy things have happened.
Classified's here the 27th, so we're gonna pin him down. So basically, this is just taking a breath, taking a step back, figuring out what we want to do. We know we're gonna interview these high-profile characters, but what are we gonna do when we get there? What's this going to look like? Obviously, no matter what, I think we give ourselves 90 days to be making money with this because we're not into hobbies. We're not doing this, spending our own money into hobbies here. I mean, even if we're making a few grand and we're doing it on weekends and it's paying for the equipment and it's paying for our ads to push it and grow it, I mean, it's great.
Okay, one thing going back here, Instagram has hashtags, Facebook has hashtags, Twitter has hashtags. I think BuzzFeed uses hashtags. So in terms of capturing people and generating interest in the community, I think those are going to be some of the
So let's
stronger.
So for the marketing plan, I'll take that on for operations.
Channels.
So in Gmail, we have to set ourselves up the Gmail account, link account. We'll also set up in there. We're going to have a content pool.
Yep.
So we'll have the content pool for each platform.
Okay.
Because we're going to rerun it. We're going to speak the language of the platform. So.
Break down into like subfolders.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna on YouTube we're gonna run video.
Yeah.
On Instagram we'll run.
Come
we're
to
gonna
YouTube.
run. Yeah, come to YouTube.
Text. Resumes.
So we're gonna speak the
Essays.
language of the platform, and Insta will run obviously nice pictures or short videos, whatever you can run. But so each content pool might have to be a little bit different. But we'll do the same thing for the hashtags. So.
We have a couple constant hashtags.
Well, we'll build a hashtag pool. We'll build a hashtag pool because we want to. So we're gonna
just like ones that we always like
that are in that genre of film, in that genre of startup, in that genre. So we have 200, 300 that are all put in that pool. When we run the content, we pick from them, see what's engaging, drop what's not, and keep building on it. Keep looking what's over like 8,000. Like what's gonna get the most reach. And the thing is, with a lot of these platforms, like if you go back to any of the Gary Vee content, is they test and filter to see what works. So it's not test and filter, run one piece of content a day and then analyze it 10 days later to see what works. they'll blast out 3 pieces of content over 3 hours for 10 days straight, so 30 pieces of content, and then they gauge the engagement on all 3 that day.
Okay.
So obviously you got to factor in the variable that the first one's going to get a little bit more weight than the third one because, you know, the customer's not going to be as engaged with the third piece of content they see from you if they've already seen 2 in that day.
Okay, so like the Facebook feed works, you know, the oldest thing, it's reverse chronological order, right? So the newest thing posted is at the top.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the first thing you post will be the last thing people see.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something to keep in mind. That's going to be different for different.
I don't think we have to.
It's all the same actually for each of these platforms.
And I don't think we have to actually measure that at the start. Like, I don't think we need like a spreadsheet of the engagement. Like, we have like 100 followers right now, right? So it's like, I think it's just something we just have to keep top of mind as we're putting out the content and kind of. We don't need to measure it. We can discuss it weekly and be like, okay, but I don't think we actually have to put numbers on a spreadsheet and be like, oh, this one got 8, this one got 12. I think we just kind of, while we're slow and kind of.
Well, I mean, it costs nothing to track that information, so we may as well.
But we have to write personally, go in and check the engagement, jot it down on a spreadsheet, and then look at it. I don't think it's going to actually pull that data.
As we put out more content, that's going to take a lot more work. But for the first couple posts or whatever, it's easy to track.
Yeah.
It's 2 seconds per.
So I think
per item.
What I'm getting at is whenever I put in the content schedule for the platforms, that for the first 60 days or 30 days, maybe we'll double down on it. Maybe 10 days in, once we have a fairly decent content pool built up. Because at the start, right now, we're only making so much custom content, right? All the other content's got to be pictures and quotes that we pull from related people off the internet because we only have the budget and the time to make so much custom content.
Yeah.
And we have no designer. And we have no money. So basically, I mean, let's task out what we need to task out for the week. Since I'm the ops guy, I'll get us emails and the Gmail. And
I mean, you know, I don't know what your background is like technically, but I'd be happy to be in charge of anything technical.
Yeah.
So like I can set up the Gmail account. Like I'm very familiar with all that internet.
Okay, well let's do the technical in that way because you have a little bit more experience with Photoshop.
Yeah. And I've
I
got a better
think,
computer also.
Yeah.
So.
And when we get digging into this film editing software, I have a feeling that you're gonna
CPU heavy.
Yes, and you're gonna pull ahead.
Yeah.
Over me.
Yeah.
So let's do. So you just took yourself. You just got yourself a new title. You're now CTO,
Sure.
CFO, and creative director.
All right.
Okay.
I think the titles are kind of pointless because everything's kind of collaborative, but I like it anyway.
Well, at least it defines what.
Sure.
If a problem comes along, we know where to put it.
Yeah.
If something comes up, it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you're taking.
Bounce it off.
All of a sudden, there's new free editing software.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not my call.
Yeah.
You know, you're the CTO. Do you want it? You know, or if a new celebrity comes into town, he's going to be here, but we're actively chasing another guy, but maybe it's a big opportunity to go after him because he's only here for 2 days. As the operations,
fish or something.
And as the director of talent acquisition,
yeah.
do we go after him or do we stay the course
Yeah.
with the other guy we're going after? So that would be my call.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to set us up technically, and then also look for the editing software. I mean, we'll figure that out today.
I think I might have some, but I'll have to check because I've fucked around with a bit of video editing. So like,
I'll take equipment. I'll track down equipment. I'll go to because the film school is right beside here. So I'll go there. I'll put the pressure on E to see if he can't really get us some equipment from the school. You know, like,
if he's
E, if you're watching, get us some fucking equipment, dude.
We know where you live.
Yeah. Toughen up, bro. Get the gear, dude.
Even if he can't get you the gear or is unwilling to get you the gear, he might be able to get you to the place. He might
somebody put me in touch with
the
somebody
right
that
person.
has it.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And there's another person here. I'm gonna make a list. There's another person here that has a huge film background that's actually in a startup.
Okay.
So that, and I will actively put together our approach for Matt Anderson and Classified, because I'm gonna have to reach out to them, and Mark Emery.
Yeah.
So we'll go after these three first, because Emery's shop is
Should we put
a block away. So start it.
do number 1, 2, and 3, or what?
Well, we're gonna have to actively go after, because he's here next week.
Yeah. So we'll make him a priority.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have to
2
put
over here.
Yeah. And then Emery. So hopefully we can get these 3 people in 1 month. I think if we actively went after 2 to 3 high-profile celebrities a month and got 1.
I think that's a fair order of things.
Yeah, I think if we got 1 a month with only putting in Saturday, maybe 1 full day a week, and like maybe 4 hours during the week on it, like a Wednesday evening or whatever.
Yeah.
I think if we could probably get 1 and with no budget,
Yeah.
or a little budget. And I'd like to talk more creative strategy about different ways to connect with these guys other than going up the chain through their manager and PR guy.
Yeah, we gotta
Like, how do we get creative? Can we go through, send their mother some flowers or
sidetrack the
jams? Or,
traditional hierarchy.
yeah.
Yeah. Circumventing the traditional hierarchy.
Okay. Well, we'll task out the rest of the week after you guys. We don't want you guys watching forever, but keep following us.
Actually, we do, but we're not going to force you to.
Yeah, not today. Keep watching us. Keep following us. Share us. That's how we're going to get this growth. That's how we're going to hack it out. That's how we're going to bring PEI on the map. And even though Funky Donkey's Ontarian, Torontonian,
Ontario.
we won't hold it against him. You know, everybody's from somewhere. What can you do? Thanks, guys.
Peace.
If you got money on black, you got money coming back. You get it?
That's not true.